Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I wanted to make a video real quick of how to do an application with someone over the phone to make sure that you get everything accurate. So for life insurance, you can actually slow down the process or cause a decline just by getting basic historical information wrong, such as date of birth, social security number, address, etc. You could get theirs mixed up with somebody that's maybe a criminal or who knows, but you can actually cause a decline on instant issue products just by getting something wrong. So here's how you avoid that. So I have a Foresters term policy in front of me. So this is not an instant issue product, but it can be issued within 24 hours if you get everything right and answer everything correctly. If they need more information, it will take you weeks and weeks because Foresters is really slow and needs lots of paperwork. So I'm just going to do it as if I'm talking to the client, and that way we can just kind of go through it. And I would tell them most of the time you already know people's information, so you've got this application filled out before you're even on the phone with them, so it's just confirming information. This person's name is, for the purpose of this assignment, Danielle Johnson. And I would say, okay, Danielle, I've got your application pulled up. The first part is just going to be me confirming information. If you hear anything incorrect, just let me know. Or if you need to include anything, please just let me know and we'll get that taken care of, okay? So first, I'm just putting in my information, validating my license is good. I usually tell them on the phone what I'm doing on my screen so they don't wonder why there's a bunch of awkward silences. So I would say, okay, Danielle, I have your name as Danielle. Middle initial A, last name Johnson, Johnsson, date of birth 6/27/1976. Got your gender is female, social security number is 123456789. What state were you born in, Danielle? Now there's a good chance to pause. She'll answer. Most of the stuff you already know if they're a citizen, things like that. Just confirming address is 954 on the Fun Way, and you live in Canton, Georgia, 30114. Phone number I got down is 586-222-2232, and I got your email is ds123@somegenericemail.com. Is that all correct? Boom, done. So you read it through, you confirmed by spelling with letters that you got it right. Then you're just asking the questions as they're written. How much was your income in the past 12 months? The questions, blah, blah, blah. So the next part, all right, I'm going to need your driver's license number. They're going to give it to you, and you're going to be like, just to confirm, it's 123456778. Is that correct? Yes. Put everything. Literally, if they need to say something to you, there should be a note about it. So now I'm getting into the medical questions. The rest was just answering yes or no questions like, are you going to sell your life insurance? Blah, blah, blah. You should know that before you enter the application. So you tell them, I'm marking that you're not canceling any life insurance when you buy this. Is that still correct? Yes. No. Don't make it a long, confusing conversation. So the next part are lifestyle questions. This question, within the past 12 months, have you used tobacco in any form or other nicotine product? Usually they say no. So my second question is not on this application. It says, have you ever been issued life insurance with a tobacco rating? That one, they'll be like, oh yeah, like 10 years ago, I used to smoke. And you know you're going to put that in notes, no longer smoke, stop smoking, whenever. The next ones are just questions. Have you ever used marijuana, drugs, blah, 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 blah. These are yes or no questions. The ones that will hang you up, and they're when you know to stop doing the application because they're not going to get it. Within the past 5 years, if you have your driver's license suspended, revoked, or convicted or pled guilty to more than 3 or more moving violations, or 1 or more driving while impaired or DUI, or within the past 10 years, have you ever been convicted of guilty of a felony or misdemeanor, been on parole or probation, or are you currently incarcerated? All those questions are a stop. Don't proceed. Don't even waste your time. There are products for those, but they're not the standard products on the market. That's where people go to Sprout. So continuing on, you're getting into actual medical questions now. Don't forget to put that waiver premium of disability on there and the accidental death rider, double the face amount of the policy if they die due to an accident. Beneficiary. This should be part of the conversation. First and foremost, you just say, who would you like to name as your beneficiary? Don't assume, just ask. If you have it like written down, they've already told you, oh, this is for my wife, Kathy. Just confirm, I have written down Kathy as your beneficiary. Is that correct? Move on. Next is contingent beneficiary. They should have one. Like, just say, I recommend you put a contingent. I saw so many people in sticky situations because them and their person died at the same time, and there was no contingent, so I had to go to the estate. So get a contingent on there. I'm just going to medical questions so we can talk about that. Physician information. You do need to find out where they go to the doctor. If they don't go to the doctor, you just need to say that. Next is medical questions. You already know how tall they are, how much they weigh, because you made them a quote already. So just confirming your height is 5'8", your weight is 190. Yes. And then you say, I'm just about to ask you a whole bunch of medical questions. I do need to ask you these to make sure that we get the policy issued as quickly and easily as possible. The more I ask you now, the less paperwork we'll have to do, and we can get this policy through quickly. So, these are your AIDS, HIV questions, blah, blah, blah. Have you been to the doctor? Do you need to do any medical tests? Like, if they've had something, you need to put it in a note. You have an agent statement at the end of the application to put anything you felt you weren't able to answer correctly or fully in the application, because you want to move this through as quickly as possible. So sometimes a diabetes questionnaire will pop because so many people have diabetes. You need to answer that fully, all the information. For example, I had someone today that I was underwriting that took 3 diabetes medications, which is usually a no-go. But Ozempic, which is that new weight loss injection drug, is like ruling the world, and people aren't taking it necessarily for diabetes, but they're taking it to lose weight. So I did include that in my agent statement. Yes, this person takes 3 diabetes medications, but their A1C at their last appointments were this. They don't take the Ozempic for diabetes. They're taking it to lose weight, and it's being successful and helping their A1C at the same time. And that policy was issued within an hour because I gave full and complete information. There was no questions. They had to come back to me. Either I got a yes or no because I gave them everything they needed, and I did a full and complete application. I read every question. People have crazy things that happen to them that you'd never think of. Like, I had one, we were in the middle. I've been underwriting that guy for a week, and all of a sudden he had a CPAP machine. And I was like, how did we just get here? But if I had put no on that question and they did all his stuff and saw he did have a CPAP machine, they would have been like, oh, hold on, we need an amendment. We might not take this. But where I caught it and was able to communicate clearly and give a valid and accurate application, it got issued. So if these questions are on here, you need to ask them because crazy things pop up. So mental health questionnaires are a thing. If people take mental health drugs, you need to know what's actually their diagnosis. If people take more than 2 or 3 anxiety and depression medications, they're considered to be major depressive, even if they're not. So you need to find out it's not just what you take now, it's what you've taken in the last 7 years. So you need to really get a backstory. Sometimes I'll be talking to someone, they're controlled, they take like 1 or 2 meds, but 3 years ago they were taking 10 meds trying to figure out their mental health. Well, that person's not qualified for term insurance because they had some mental health stuff and we have to give it time. But if I just asked what you take now, I wouldn't have got a full picture for underwriting. So instead of wasting my time underwriting something I couldn't, I put them in the proper product, which was guaranteed to issue for them, unfortunately, but it is what it is. We got them something. So you need to be really clear with the anxiety, depression questions. Most people that are young do have history of mental health issues. It's just kind of part of our generation. We all watch too much TV and discovered the internet and got messed up. So you need to put statements about that. I had one with Foresters that I just wanted to scream at them. We went back and forth for over I don't know, probably 10 emails over a mental health drug just because the person didn't tell me they were taking it. I didn't ask clearly enough. I didn't properly set expectations. Part of this is telling the client, the more we give them now, the easier this is for you later. We can just get this issued. We won't need to talk about it. You won't need to sign anything. But the more we don't tell them, the longer this is going to take, and you're probably going to get frustrated and not have life insurance because you're sick of me. So really setting that expectation that we need to put a clear and accurate application in front of this company will make your underwriting and issuing a lot better and a lot easier, which means a lot faster of a paycheck. If you have any questions about that, let me know. The rest of an application is just asking for money and getting signatures. My recommendation is you don't get off that phone until that person has signed the application via email and you're able to sign it and submit it to the company, because you don't have anything until they sign their application. So it's not like car insurance where you can just quote bind over the phone and like they can sign it later and get 10 days. No, nobody will even look at it without money. So money and signature are required for anybody to even look at it. And they can't take any money without a signature. If you need anything, let me know. I did just want to kind of run through that real quick with you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.